In the previous video, we were talking about the remedies. And what are the remedies? They are the revolutionary act against the karma, against inequality on the most root level. And we've said that the mantra is the best one for this time, the Kali Yuga, they call this big 432,000 span. We have also the gems. They are expensive, right? For mantra, you have to also recite 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But there is another type of remedy which is giving fabulous effects. And we don't need to pay anything, and we don't need to, it takes like 5 minutes. So let's roll the intro and find out what kind of remedy that could be. I'm doing this remedy since beginning of my astrological career. That would be like since 20 years. I must admit that there were times when I was neglecting it, maybe too much. There are some important decisions like interview for career, interview for love, the first date. Then we have the health things, health exams, surgeries, and all those high-stake events which should not be neglected, right? Like we are taking into consideration all of the other aspects of life. We control the time, how we speak, right, on the interview, how we look like, and we try to tilt our chances to win. So with these remedies, we can do the same, but on the root level, we can do some magic here. I would say interesting thing is that I've noticed that there are also psychological consequences when you start using this type of remedy, because it gives you that sense that the world is not chaos, it's not random, it's not, you are not flowing or sliding into that skepticism, absurdism, cynicism. You are rather see that, yes, it looks like everything is on the fire, looks like people are voting for not the best options, but having this astrological chart, you have some sense of control. And this is, for example, very important for mental challenges. Like they say that for anxiety, for example, the big thing, how it is created, how it appears, reappears, and is haunting our peace, is through that feeling of lack of control. So one of the best medicines for that is also writing down or observing what I can do now, what I can change now. So similarly with this Vedic chart, it is giving you, it is empowering you with that feeling of control and understanding what's going on. I must say that in many challenging times, this was a really helping hand. So let's do the theory, opening points, something we need to have in mind when we are approaching this topic, and then we will go to 3 or 4, maybe we'll leave like 2 for the Patreon fam. If you want to join, the link is in the description. So the first basic point, in the Muhurta, just like we have a time for our birth, each activity in our life will have also its birth. So when we control when it starts, we will control the final outcome. Secondly, as we said, it can be seen as the remedy because it's a part of Kriyamana karma. This is a free will. This is that additional small space within that big deterministic machine we are part of. We have this chances to change the flow, change the direction, and the Muhurta is in that category. So we can adjust the day when something happened, like Tuesday, Monday. We can adjust the Tithi. This is the lunar day. We can adjust the nakshatra. This will show how the people's minds are working. And what is also interesting, we can combine our natal chart, so our birth horoscope. For example, when you have ascendant like me, Gemini, then going to surgery or going to doctor if you want to control or protect your health, ensure that everything is fine, then Wednesday would be the best. So we can also adjust those points based on your natal chart. That is also when it becomes more powerful, just like the Vastu. We have the general Vastu, but you can also have the Vastu, which is the Indian architecture, Vedic Feng Shui. This term is probably more popular. You can adjust this based on your natal chart. Similarly, here you can also adjust when you will start some activity, like writing book, writing article, also based on your chart. And the other thing that it is so easy that everyone can do it. You can, even if you don't know astrology, you can just type deva.guru in the website, just see where is ascendant, the first house, AS, and then those rules will be so simple that you can just adjust the time in such a way that the ascendant will move, and then you can choose such time that all the rules will be fulfilled, which will give you the best outcome. If you go to interview, if you go to first date, if you go to doctor or any other activities, you will be able to do this. If you are a little bit more advanced, this Vara, which is the day, can create various yogas with the other parts. Like there is the Sarva, Siddhi Yoga, and there is this Ritu Yoga. So for example, if you have a Sunday with the Uttara Nakshatra, all the three Uttaras, then it's very good. Very important point, just as the Prashna is when the astrologer decides to draw a chart, similarly Muhurta, which is the electional astrology, is when you leave the house, and therefore you can control it, right? Because if someone gives you a spot, yes, you need to be on that time, it's already, sometimes you can change, of course, you can discuss, you can adjust, but even if those times are not adjustable, still, because it depends on when you leave the house, you can still control everything. Muhurta is divided into the two branches. If the focus is your protection, it's more on that branch of Brihaspati, we say. If you want to protect the fruit, it's more Shukracharya. Main Shastra for this is Muhurta Chintamani. When moon is empty, your mind during that activity will be as peaceful as possible. This is the blessings of Shiva, which manifest in the Shrim Bija. Strong Jupiter is Jagannatha strength, also quite important. And this is the Klim Bija power. Strong Lagna is the Durgati, that there will be no problems to your mind. And this is the Hrim Bija. Of course, you can go higher and higher in this advancement or progression of knowledge of Muhurta. We have the Panchanga Vidhi, when you are combining all of the 5 factors. Very, very interesting. This is very good if you have a few. For example, someone is asking when I should go for surgery, you have a few times, but then if you add them, some of them will be better than others. Then you have Gataka, you have Sunya, Muhurta, and birth, month, birth, nakshatra should be avoided. So there are also another parameters. But in today's video, we will go through that 3-4 points which are most important. Okay, so this is my chart from yesterday. Maybe I'm sound not usual because yesterday I had the surgery for the dental things, and based on that, this was the inspiration for this video. I could choose the Aquarius. This would be the normal time. If I would be ignorant of the Muhurta, I would be leaving my house on that time because it's like I have 40 minutes to that place, and that would be the time. But I've chosen Capricorn. I've left my house 45 minutes earlier. I've left the house in totally different, we could say, karmic environment, which will give me hopefully better prosperity when it comes to healing of that whole thing. This is not ideal Muhurta. There is a lot of problems here. And therefore, this is a good example to show that still among these two things, you can just leave the house few minutes before, you can go for some walk, and this will give you a little bit or sometimes big difference in outcome. So let's see the first point, why I have chosen the Capricorn, why I left in that sign before Aquarius. So you don't want the Muhurta to be broken. You don't want to have, especially Ketu, mistakes in the house of sustenance. And this is the 8th house. So in our tradition, we say 8th house should be always empty. So it's very easy, just go to this Devaguru, put the time when you will leave the house and see if there is any planet in the 8th. If yes, adjust the time in such a way. If it's, of course, some high stakes, something important for you, adjust it in such a way that you have nothing in 8th house. Should be easy. Just like I did here, I left the house in the Capricorn. So 40 minutes before, and then I have nothing in the 8th house because 8th house would be empty Leo. So throughout the years, I've did many muhurtas and I have seen, especially when moon was in the 8th house, there was some kind of sadness, melancholy, someone was crying, or even someone could die. I remember once we left the house, a person got the info that the pet died at that time. So the whole journey was colored by that activity. Of course, we couldn't change when that happened, but if you would choose a different day or if you would choose different event time, then this activity will not color so much the whole muhurta activity. This is the situation when there is a lot of karmic baggage from every side, but somehow you want to maneuver in such a way that you still will get among 2-3 choices the best results. And sometimes if you stack those muhurtas over and over, if you are doing it for a long time, then for example after a few months this can really have big impact on your life. Let me know in the comments if my choice was good. Maybe you would. This is also, there is also weighting. We have to weigh the options, because some people would say, what you have done, you have put the Amavasya on the Lagna, right? Or Mars in the 6th, also not the best for this surgery. But for me, I don't want to have Ketu in the 8th. Then we have 3 Bhava or Karaka principles. Bhava principle is that in that house related to the activity, you don't want to have any planet. So this is the second point. If you see the Aquarius, I have 3 planets in the 12th house. And this is interesting. This is interesting because we don't want to have additional confusion, additional karma. Things are not flowing naturally if you have planets there. Because when I entered this surgery room, and there was I think it was like the main doctor, and I think it was like 5. I remember that I was really surprised. Why so many people are here? It's a really simple thing. Relatively to other surgeries, it was quite simple. But why so many people? So I think that maybe the muhurta at that time when the surgery started, because it was already Aquarius, it may show how it will be objectively. But because I've left the house before in Capricorn, this will show how it will impact me. I hope you got the difference, right? So even if there were many people, this karma will not impact me because I left in Capricorn. So what will touch me eventually or finally will be that this potential we could say confusion which could arise from so many people if I would left of Aquarius, I'm changing that somehow. This is my thought. Don't take this as the parampara approved thing. So if I move to Capricorn, I have nothing in the 12th house. Everything is going more naturally for me, right? So empty 8th house, empty Karya Bhava. Now the third point is that the Karaka of the activity should be in Kendra Kona. We have Mars in 6, right? This is not the best. But if I wait, Ketu in 8 and 3 planets in 12, I rather choose the Capricorn. Maybe you would choose differently. Now, the third point from the second point is no Chara, Karaka replacement. So you don't want to have 2 planets in the same degrees. Now we are going to the third point, right? So 8th house empty, Karaka Bhava empty. Third point is moon at best has to be also empty, because then the mind of the person is peaceful. We couldn't get this here, right? What is worse, it's Amavasya, right? So Amavasya on the Lagna. I must say that in this case, I should be more bothered. Maybe it will come. I don't want to, it's the first day, maybe something, hopefully not. But maybe there is some other factors here which are mitigating it. But the Mercury and Moon is also showing the doctors, right? So we don't have, unfortunately, we don't have the Mars, but we are getting Moon and Mercury. So that part of the healing related to this medicines and to this not surgical part is protected very much in the chart. So probably this is also important. If you are going for surgery, you need to have those 2 parts protected. But at best, we should choose other day, right? If I would be wiser, I would choose other day when the moon is empty. Okay, guys, so these 3 points are very important. They are very easy. Everyone can do it. You can choose the date based on the empty moon, and based on your ascendant, for example, as we said, you can use the ascendant for health, you can use the 7th house for relationship, 10th house for career. If you have Pisces in the 10th house, choose Jupiter for your things related to career, like going for interviews and things like that. If you are going to first date, 7th house, Vara, or the day. Choose the 8th house empty, Karaka, must be protected in Kendra, which is 1st, 4th, 7th, 10th, or Trikona, 1st, 5th, and 9th. Maybe I will add a few points more on the Patreon. You are invited. The link is in the description. Thanks for being here with me on this channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you like to see more videos like this. If you like to have your own consultation, 60 or 90 minutes on Zoom, when we are analyzing your chart, the Vargas, the Yogas, the Dashas, and the Remedies, then hit me up with this email and we can schedule one for you. And if you'd like to see the previous one on the Muhurta, it's waiting for you here.